2 years ago, we've selected the best and worst red wines under $8. We've tasted 29 bottles that time, and it was a real pain in the ass because there were so many bad wines. If you've missed the video, please click on the link up here and check it out. We haven't done any project that big of a scale since then, but I've always felt like there has been an unfinished mission for us. We've only done reds, but no whites. So I bought 26 bottles of cheap white wines to evaluate them. Hopefully, we'll find new gems that we could recommend. We work so hard for you, so if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to WINEKING channel now. We taste all the shit wines for you, so you don't need to. Isn't it marvelous? I was really cautious about inviting Peter to this hell again, but we'll see.
Now look how nice the weather is. It's beautiful now.
So I wanted to ask you a question.
You want to ask me a question?
Yeah.
You need to submit it in writing beforehand.
So we are wine professionals.
Absolutely we are.
And people sometimes ask how many bottles we can taste a day.
It really depends on what you mean by taste. I'm sitting down. I can taste more than 100 wines in a day. And then when we're tired, what do we want to do? We want to go out for a nice dinner and a glass of wine. The reason why a glass of wine is, believe it or not, we've had nothing to drink all day. It's true.
That's true.
We've had nothing to drink all day.
So as a wine professional, if it is necessary, we can taste over 100 bottles.
Absolutely. Sitting down and making notes on each wine, scoring the wine, so that when I get back to my desk, I am very sure whether I want to buy it or not.
So I only prepared 26 bottles of wine for today. And we are going to taste only 26 bottles.
You're kidding, right?
I'm serious.
Really?
Peter, if you remember, there was a reason why I asked you for a meeting a little bit earlier today.
Oh, okay. Because you got so many bottles. Okay.
Do you remember we tasted 29 bottles of red wine under $10?
You asked me if I remember that? It's seared onto my chest with pain. Okay. It has numbed me. It has marred my psyche. This is still like a nightmare that's with me.
Too late, Peter.
No, I'm just kidding. Yes, of course I remember. And I remember finding some good wines too.
Yeah, exactly. And lots of our viewers are consuming some of those wines.
Some of those were excellent.
Yeah.
We are fortunate and have been fortunate enough to taste some of the best wines in the world. So it's easy to become blasé, to become spoiled. If the wine doesn't have this amount of minerality and this and that, you know, all the things that we look for as we climb the pyramid of quality, it's easy for us to forget that other people out there do not want to spend that kind of money, maybe cannot spend that kind of money, and also they want us to be real professionals. Anybody can choose a $500 bottle of wine and tell me it's good. I want you to choose a $5 bottle of wine and make it good. That's the job of a professional.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course.
Yeah, so today there are lots of $5 wine. Yeah. But there is a better news than before because they are all white.
All white.
Yeah.
And why is that good news? Remind me. Because it doesn't stain. That doesn't look like 29 bottles or 26.
No, these are only
Oh, those are the bags.
paper bags for 26.
Oh, I see. Okay. Now I know why we've got that ginormous trunk in the car. Okay. I thought maybe he was bringing me just a little bit of Russian caviar. But no.
So, would you help me to carry that icebox?
If I drop them, will I be in trouble?
Yes. Because I'll get more next week.
And you'll get 36.
So, we are going to taste 26 wines in total. First of all, we are going to taste 9 bottles of wine. Basically, there is one main grape variety. And then for the second session, 10 bottles of wine. one single grape variety.
Okay.
And then 4 bottles and 3 bottles.
Okay. So let's do the next 4.
Okay.
And we'll just dump these out.
Yeah.
Then we will not be tempted to taste them again.
Are you sure there is no great wine included here?
Yes. There's drinkable wine in here.
Yeah. Are the wines enough?
When we have great wine, you pour me this much. I'm going to remember that.
So we've tasted 9 wines, and what do you think about them?
To me, these were almost all Californian wines.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Almost all Californian wines.
You see, I was struggling with this. I thought that it's Sauvignon Blanc, but the wines are so cheap. As Pinot Grigio, it's hard.
What are the characteristics of Pinot Grigio?
It is bland, but you get a sense of peach kernels. Sometimes is a little bit of citrus rind. And I got that on 2 of these wines. I found these wines to be, 1 or 2 of them were real, but most of them were cropped too much.
Colors are pretty similar.
I made 1 note for color. They're all more or less the same.
So shall we talk about the wines one by one?
Sure.
The first wine?
This was one of my better wines. I found it a little bit astringent, very New World, and acceptable acid. An acceptable wine, all under $10, acceptable.
Yeah.
What about you?
It's also one of my better wines. So wine number 1. Good wine for under $10 wine?
It depends. If it's $6, yes. If it's $10, marginal.
All right, the first wine is Barefoot.
We always like Barefoot. I mean, they do a good job, right?
Yeah, Barefoot Pinot Grigio, American. It's $8. I believe if you have that store's membership card, then you can buy this bottle like $5.
Yeah.
And if you buy 6 bottles, then it become like $3.99.
There you go. Okay. If you're telling me this is $5 bottle of wine, I'm fine with that. $8? No, there's too much competition out there.
Okay.
The second wine for me was my second poorest wine.
Second poorest wine.
Yeah.
For me too, it's one of my poorest wines.
It was poor mainly because it's so bland. There's nothing there except sweetness. No varietal character of any sort. There's just nothing there. I mean, you don't expect a whole hell of a lot for no money. But even in the context of these 9 wines, this was not a special wine at all.
I also wrote it's sweet and astringent.
Yeah, my exact comment.
And I also saw lots of bubbles.
Sometimes they put a shot of carbon dioxide in them just to give them a little bit of life.
But it didn't give a little bit of life.
Yeah, the wine was too dead. Even trying to give it a little bit of life didn't work. It's too dead.
I agree.
Yeah.
What is this dead wine? Wine number 2. Oh, California roots. Pinot Grigio, California, 2019, $5. I'm gonna save $5 instead of buying this wine.
Yeah, I think so. You know, nothing there. It lacks the stuffing in the middle. When you're making wine at these kind of price points, you have to use cheap grapes.
Then wine number 3?
Wine number 3 was sort of in the middle of the pack. I liked this one,
Me too.
but it was in the middle of the pack because of that false sweetness again. But I liked it. I can drink this.
I liked it slightly more than the wine number 1.
I liked it slightly less than wine number 1.
The finish was very short, but I liked the...
I found it hollow in the middle, which is again what happens when you overcrop. And to make wine in California, because I think this is a Californian wine, to make wine in California at these kind of prices, you have to overcrop. No choice.
No choice.
No choice.
Wine number 3, the Naked Grape Pinot Grigio. It's $8. And it's the same. If you have the store's membership card, you can get some discount like
Oh, okay, so it can come down to,
almost $4, I believe. These are exactly the same price.
okay, maybe it's the same company.
Wine number 4?
Another one I didn't like at all.
No?
Yeah.
Why didn't you like it?
It's just nothing there. So bland, slightly strange on the nose. At least they didn't make this wine sweet. But it was so short.
Wine number 4. What is this? Yellowtail Pinot Grigio 2020, $6. This Yellowtail Pinot Grigio is much better than the Yellowtail red wine.
You remember that, don't you? Yeah.
if you really want to buy yellowtail, then probably Pinot Grigio would be better than red wines. Wine number 5?
This is my least favorite wine.
Yeah, for me too.
There was nothing there. I found it was less manipulated.
Because there was nothing.
There was nothing there, but not sweet, bland. And this one was really nothing there.
Yeah, this one was really bad for me too. It's watery and at the same time it was bitter. Okay, so bad wine. Wine number 5. Oh, Winking Owl.
Looks almost like WINEKING. You need to be careful.
When I first saw it, I thought it was, WINEKING? And it's $2.
$2. Well, I'm pleased that the one that was cost the least is the one that showed the worst. Because again, what is our primary responsibility is to taste for quality.
Actually, the price was $1.99. So this was my first time to see a wine which costs $1.99 in a proper bottle.
Yeah. Can you imagine how much the grapes cost them? To sell a whole bottle of wine in a case with labels and transportation and all of that kind of thing at $1.99, they must basically get the grapes for free.
Yeah, for free.
Yeah.
Or otherwise they should pay for the grapes.
They pay them to take the grapes away.
Yeah. And I like the label.
Ah, it's not bad at all.
No. These wines were from the first flight.
Right.
Wine number 6.
Wine number 6 was again one of my lower scores. Some nose of melons, but sweet. And the sweetness annoying me because it covers up all sorts of things. Absolutely bland wine, very short.
For me, very astringent. And it was even reduced. It was very bad. My score is even lower than the 5th one.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. That's my second lowest score.
Yeah? So there was a competition.
There was serious competition for the bottom of the pile here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Digging the earth.
yeah.
Wine number 6. Bay Bridge Pinot Grigio-Colombard. And it's $6 from California.
Okay.
So we don't care about this wine.
Pretty much don't care about any of them.
Wine number 7.
Wine number 7 got my joint top score. There was no varietal character, but I liked the balance. There was a hint of complexity. There was a medium long finish. To me, it was a step above everything we'd had before. Not a big step, just a little step above. New world, but no sweetness.
I just drank it.
Yeah, no sweetness at all. A better job. A winemaker with just a little bit of conscience.
A little bit of conscience.
Yeah,
So what do you think about this wine's quality compared to the first one?
better.
Better.
That much better.
How much could you pay for this wine?
$8.
$8.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Wine number 7. Oh, Elementalist Pinot Grigio 2019 California. $7. It's good for $7.
Yes. It's definitely a step above.
So that was pretty good compared to the others.
What did you think?
This one was fruitier.
Oh, you did find that?
Yeah, this
Probably they paid slightly more for the grapes. There was definitely something better about this one. 2 more to go.
Yeah. Wine number 8.
To me, this one was very manipulated, added acid, which hadn't integrated properly, acid standing on one side, a sweetish entry again, and then almost immediately astringent, but a bit more expressive on the nose than some of the others. The same old problem with the sweetness. It's sort of in my second tier, because there were no top tier here, it was just a second and a third tier, right in the middle of the tasting.
Yeah, this one is in my second tier too. A little bit upper ranking of the second tier.
Yeah.
Wine number 8. Average wine. Menage à Trois. Pinot Grigio 2019. It's $9.
Appellation's just California.
Yeah, California. Most of them are California.
One of is America. I think it was this one.
Barefoot. This is the most expensive wine so far.
Okay. I think there are better wines here at lower prices.
Wine number 9.
I like that. This was one of my 2 best wines. This one had palate authority. None of the others had palate authority. They were wishy-washy on the palate. This one got into your mouth and said, no, stop what you're doing. Think about me a little bit, because I'm not just a simple girl, you know. There's a little bit more to me than meets the eye. And I found that authority on the nose and on the palate. And I found sort of other nuances on the palate, a little bit of gravel, for example, a little bit astringent, a little bit short, but again, assertive on the palate. The wine was trying to make a statement, where none of the other wines was really trying to make a statement. They'd given up and said, no, I give up before. This one was saying, I got your number, watch me. So this is one of my two favorite wines. It's the only wine of all that I tasted that I would say, I need to take another sip of that to see what's really going on here.
Well, this sounds like an enormous compliment.
In the context of these two flights, yeah. A wine that has got something to say for itself.
Okay, let me see. Wine number 9. Giretto Pinot Grigio DOC delle Venezie 2019, $6.
It's interesting that it was different from the others, right? It had palate authority.
This is the only Italian Pinot Grigio among these wines.
For me, that's the value for money wine in the tasting.
Yeah. So among these 9 wines, we recommend this Giretto Pinot Grigio.
Right.
And then
Elementalist and Barefoot.
Elementalist and Barefoot.
Yeah, those were my 3.
1, 2,
3.
Barefoot.
And Barefoot.
All right. I'm okay with it.
You're okay with that?
Yeah. Okay. I leave these wines here.
No! You can't leave them there.
Why not?
The world will tilt like this.
So are you ready for the second group?
Yeah, I'm ready for the second group. We live in hope.
I miss the Pinot Grigio group.
It's true. Oh, we didn't know how good the old days were. Bring back the good old days.
이럴 땐 이 와인 네이버 밴드로 놀러 오시면 와인을 잘 몰라도 편하고 싸게 사실 수 있도록 제가 많이 도와드립니다. 다들 만족하시고 좋아하시더라고요.